You're listening to Au Pair Unfiltered, the podcast where culture meets chaos, kids, and coffee. I am your host, Sylvia, bringing you the realest stories from the inside au pair life. No filters, no fluff, just honest conversations, laughs, and lessons along the way. Let's dive in. Bonjour, good morning, guten Morgen. Welcome back to Au Pair Unfiltered, the podcast where we get honest about the life as an au pair really looks like. Today, I'm telling someone else's story. She shared it with me and I had to share it with you. This is for everyone who thought they were prepared. And then life said, think again. So let's give our friend a name. Let's call her Dell. So Dell is 27 years old from South Africa. She got a French family with 2 kids, a 14-year-old boy and an 8-year-old girl. She was lucky enough they paid her trip, and it was a direct trip to France. She landed in Paris in a rainy Tuesday morning. Of course, jet-lagged, nervous. It was her first time in Europe and her very first time flying alone. He arrived and she was never picked. Yeah. She was stranded for 3 hours because she left the airport where there is network. Of course, when you're coming here, you don't have the SIM cards to connect. So whenever you're not somewhere where there is Wi-Fi, you're going to be disconnected. You don't have any communication. It was a challenge to her since she didn't know how to speak French as well. She managed to get out of the airport with her 3 suitcases, but now she didn't know where or how to maneuver to get to the address she was sent to. She was lucky enough to get an old lady. She said she was probably around 60. She looked much younger, yes, for 60, but you know, these people look like they're always young. So she was lucky enough. She talked to the lady. The lady helped her and gave her the way out to the address. She managed to get to the metro, of course, and connected her way. Hardly did she know that whatever the lady told her is not the same thing written on the board. On the platforms, she's reading a different name with whatever the lady told her. The pronunciation of the French words with whatever how us English people read it is totally different. So in her mind, she knew a different word. Trust you me, Jen went on a trip. She went to the last stop and came back with the same train. Lucky enough, inside the train as she was coming back, it was a return trip, yeah. As he was coming back, there was a guy who sat beside her. The guy was a bit odd because he looked a bit tired and all that. But she gained her courage. Took her like 10 minutes almost to talk to the guy and ask for some help. The guy connected her to the Wi-Fi for some few minutes. And lucky enough, the address that she was supposed to drop off is the same address the guy was supposed to drop off to. So the guy helped her with the suitcases to the bus stop. Again, she was supposed to connect the bus to the place she was going. You can imagine the struggles, right? And now she was again back alone with no Wi-Fi. Lucky enough, the place she was going, it was a bit easy. The address wasn't that difficult this time. She dropped off and she was there. It didn't take her long to notice the number on the house. It wasn't far away from the bus stop. It was written on her. With the message she had, the number was written to her. She was told directly opposite to the bus stop, you'll see the house number. So that's how lucky she was. Unfortunately, her twist, when she got there, no one was home. She waited outside the house with her suitcases for over an hour. When they arrived, the kids ran past her, barely saying hi. Not the warm welcome she imagined, right? But she stayed. And things didn't get better either. Slowly, day by day. So after getting inside the house, she was showed her room. She was given time to unpack her things. Not really unpacking, but just settling down. After an hour, she was now showed the bathroom, the toilets, and everything. Shockingly, she was supposed to share the toilets and the bathroom. Not as she expected. Previously, before coming, she knew she was going to have her own bathroom, her own private room, and her privacy per se. She was not supposed to share the room with the little girl, and the toilet and bathroom was shared by the whole family. She didn't have it a big deal, since she said back home they shared it too, so it wasn't such a big deal. But yes, it was the fact shock because it wasn't something that was said before she arrived. On their first meal, she helped out arranging the table as she tried to connect with the mother. After the meal, they left the table and she had to clean. She had to clean the table and wash the dishes, which again she felt kinda off, but she did it. Went to sleep, but immediately she turned off the light. She started crying. She felt overwhelmed that she didn't expect such a treatment on the first day, or such a welcoming move on the first day. First, they didn't pick me on the airport. Second, I had to come and connect all those means. I got lost and here I was. Nobody was home. I had to wait for them. When they arrived, the kids barely even said hi and all that, even though I was at their doorstep. And now I had to wash the dishes and arrange the dining before I come to sleep. So the next day, she woke up at 5 in the morning. She went and took a shower because she felt like it was at least the private time she could have because the rest was sleeping. She woke up very early in the morning, took a shower, and because she was already given the duty schedule of how her days are going to be, she already knew that tomorrow she was supposed to drop the kid to school. She was only supposed to take care of the young kid because the older boy was 15 years old, sorry. So she was supposed only to take care of the younger lady and only maybe prepare food for the big boy. So this day, she prepares breakfast for them. Then she drops off the girl to school. As the normal thing, she came back, cleaned after the girl because of course, she was the one supposed to take care of her. Cleaned their room, and because she felt like she's also using the toilet, she's supposed to clean it, so she cleaned the toilet. And that was as agreed on their contract. She cleaned the toilet, she cleaned their room, and made everything correct. At lunchtime, of course, she was alone in the house. She made herself something small. Supposed to pick up the kid, she went to school. She left her passport because she was not told when picking up the kid you're supposed to have a passport at least for the first 3 or 4 times before they get used to you. She went there on time. She waited, and of course, the kids were now coming out. The girl saw her. Actually, this girl and her had a bond, like from the first time, even though they didn't say hi to her on the door, but during the night and all that morning stuff, taking her to school and drop-offs, at least there was a vibe, you know, so it was okay. So when the girl saw her at school, she told the teachers, "That's my nanny," like Tata, you know, that's how they call most au pairs here, Tata. The teachers were like, "No, we don't know her and you can't go with her." So since her friend Dale doesn't know how to speak French, she wasn't able to explain herself. She had to wait and see what was going to be done next. The teachers had to call the kids' parents so that they know what to do. The parents didn't respond immediately. They had to wait for 1 hour, 30 minutes just for the kid to be let go home. It is strictly as it is, yeah. Here they don't allow kids like just to go home with anybody. So because she didn't have an identity card with her, she was not allowed to pick the kid. Now they had to wait. Maki, when Dell was leaving home, she closed the door, and the big boy was supposed also to leave school almost the same time with the girl. So this 1 or 30 minutes that have passed, the boy is already home, at the door, stranded. Now, after the parents pick up the call, they were like, yeah, there's somebody who's supposed to pick her while she at school. And the teachers were like, yeah, somebody came, but she has no identity card with her. So we couldn't allow her go with her because she's a stranger to us. The parents were like, oh, it's okay, it's a go ahead, you can just let the girl go because the lady is now the one taking care of the kids. And the kid was left with her to go. When they were going home, suddenly she remembered she locked the door and the boy was supposed to be home. They tried hurried up, but the boy was already there. Reaching there, the boy was extremely pissed and extremely mad to Dell. The boy 3 words to her, told her bad things, body shamed her, and described her in a way that Dell didn't feel comfortable. She tried explaining herself to the boy, but it was not what the boy wanted to listen to. She even tried to say that the parents didn't tell her she was supposed to carry the ID card. If they did, of course, this could have been avoided. The boy even threw the F word to her. In French, it's the P word. It was a sad moment for her, of course, but yeah, what are you going to do? This is what it is. She opened the door. She did what was supposed to be done. Have time with the small girl and all that. Now the parents are coming back home. As innocent as she was, she didn't know that there's something wrong she did. So when the parents got in, they were like, hey, Del, why didn't you clean up the house? And she like, what do you mean clean out the house? I cleaned the room after the girl and everything as I'm supposed to do. The parents were like, no, our room is not clean. Our bed is not made. The toilets are not scrubbed. Like the bathtub is not scrubbed. The clothes are not ironed. Why? Dell was shocked and she was like, what do you mean? Am I supposed to do all these things? As our contract said, I was just only supposed to take care of this little girl and maybe help out in the small cause, like the normal ones, not all of these things. She didn't expect that to be there, but she was told, yeah, you're supposed to be doing that. And since you didn't do them, you're going to do them right now because we can't sleep with all these things not done. So she had to do it, and of course she did it, and the day passed. At night also the same thing happened. As she was going to sleep, she cried herself out and was like, what is happening? This is not what I expected. Days goes by now. She changed to a nanny. She changed from being an au pair to being a nanny, of course, because an au pair is a different thing from being a nanny. But whatever now she's doing, she's no longer an au pair, but a nanny. Days goes by. These days arrive. It's the mom's birthday. Dell didn't know it's her birthday. Dell was never told that it was going to be on this date or on this day. So these days pass. This day come. She doesn't have anything, or she didn't even wish her. On the table, the woman is like, why didn't you wish me a birthday? Why didn't you tell me or buy me any gift? And she spoke to her badly in a way that she didn't appreciate it because she didn't know it's her birthday. The following day, she tried her best. She went and bought a perfume and a scarf. And she even wrote a note on it, trying to be at least apologetic and showing some love and interest, So when the lady comes back in the evening, she gives the lady the gift. The lady just said, "Merci sur la table." So she's like, "Oh, pardon, merci sur la table," and she was like, "What?" Okay, she didn't understand it, but she was like, "Okay, put it on the table," Like, oh, sorry. Then she put it there. Trust you me, those gifts stayed there for 3 days. Every day, Jen is cleaning the house. Every day, she's passing over. Dale is seeing those gifts there. And she's like, wow, did she not like these things, or did she not want them? Or what did she mean when she said didn't buy her gift? When I did it, she didn't want to take them. So she didn't know, but she never took them back or something. She just left them there. On the 4th day, when she woke up, of course, did her things, took the girl to school and come back. So when she was supposed to do the cleaning, the gifts were not there. And she was like, oh, wow. So finally she took them. At least I'm okay, I'm fine. So, of course, they take the trashes out. So it's her duty to take the trash out. When she was taking the trash out, when she was now opening and trying to tie it, she sees the gift inside the trash. Being alone in the house, Dell cried. Dell felt overwhelmed. Dell didn't know what to do. Dell felt like she's in the wrong place. Dell felt like she's supposed to take the next flight back to South Africa. She didn't know. She didn't know what to do because, like, wow. Literally, if you don't like something, just say, I don't want it. Or don't even throw it away where I will see it. Throw it where I won't see it, If you want to, I don't know, if you don't like what I'm giving you, or if you don't, just tell me or just throw it away. Why throw it where I'm going to see? This is a part, like, yeah, for me, I also feel like, no, this one is too much. So since she doesn't have anything or what to do, she took the gifts. She took them back and put them inside. She's using she used the perfume and the scarf, of course. She didn't use it around her, but she's using it now, I believe. So that day passed. She never asked her or anything. She just acted normal. Days goes by, and they're supposed to visit their grandparents, which of course they do each and every time. But this time they invited Dell, which of course they never did before. Dell was, of course, curious and asked herself, okay, what's different this time? Why are they taking me? But because it was at least an adventure to her, she's going to a different place, at least for the weekend, she was okay with it. So arriving there, things were not as they were. The reason why they carried her to this place was because she was supposed to go and clean. She was supposed to do the cleaning over there. The ironing, the cleaning, the rearranging, the cookings, like the everything, So she was just carried along for this purpose. She didn't feel okay with it. Of course, she couldn't ask at the moment. But when they went back home, it didn't sit right with her. She held on to it until during the paydays. End month comes, she's supposed to receive her pocket money. Then she asked the woman, like, okay, you've given me my pocket money, but I think it's less. Then the woman is like, what do you mean it's less? That is what's supposed to receive as you have been receiving each and every time, and as it is written on the contract. Then she asks, but why haven't you put the extra hours I worked on the weekend when I was with your family, with your grandparents, like on the grandparents' side? And the lady was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you want extra? Did you not, like, enjoy the weekend? It was like an adventure to you. You traveled. We paid for your trip. Like, we paid for your trip. You ate with us. You did everything with us. Why do you want the extra? We saved your weekend for you, right? And, of course, what could she have said? Nothing, right? So, this end month comes. She tried to talk about that with them. They didn't go well. So, of course, being that she has stayed there for some months now, she has at least joined these other groups where other au pairs are. She has met also other people. Now she's being enlightened on what's going on and what's her current situation is. And sadly to say, yes, she was being exploited, and it's not how it's supposed to be as an au pair. Being a cultural exchange is supposed to have your own rights and terms, and also feel free and feel at home. Though it's not an experience that most of us have experienced on our first arrivals, but yes, some have experienced it, but this was not also for the case of Dell. So in this situation, her friends have advised her she has to go. She has to find a rematch. And she has to do it immediately, because the more times goes, the more these people are just trying to, use her, Yeah. So she makes the decision. She gets back to these searching apps. She tries her luck. But one thing they didn't warn her, they didn't tell her to do it in a secrecy. Like, don't let them know. So by mistake or by chance or by coincidence, she tells them that I'm cancelling our contract because things are happening here. Things are not okay. Your big boy is disrespecting me each and every time. You people are not listening to my requests or not listening to what I want. My contract is not whatever we agreed on as I was coming here, and things are just not working out. Every day is quarrel. Like every day I have to cry because things are not working, and it's just overwhelming. So this day she put it out to them. So sadly enough, it was a mistake. It was like triggering a bomb. She didn't know how it busted out. It was like a blink of an eye. Everything was turning upside down. The house was now chaotic. The woman was running up, like shouting up and down, moving up this side, that way, quarreling and doing all things. In a blink of an eye, Dale was outside. Dale's things were thrown outside. Dale was forced to leave the house at that time. It was around 9 p.m., I guess. Yeah, it was around 9 p.m. So, good thing for Dale, it was during the summer times. So, during this time, at least, the sun is still out, so it's not dark outside. So, this 9 p.m., she's forced to take her things and leave. At least she has been there. She has the network. Of course, when she leaves, she has the SIM card. She also has her money because obviously she has been here for a while, so she has received her pocket money. So sadly, she didn't know anywhere to go. Now she left and went to the train station, where she tried communicating to people that she knew. Though being an au pair, you find yourself, the most people you know are only au pairs like you. Like the biggest group of people you know are the au pairs, and maybe people back at home. And of course, people back at home can't help you, They're far and miles away. And of course, you can't be telling them that, oh, I'm sleeping outside, And au pairs here also, they can't help you. Okay, they want to help you, yes, but they can't help you in a way that, in a manner that they are not living in their houses. So it's not possible for them to bring you in and stay, because it entails the host who they're living here to have you in. So this finds Dale outside with nobody to call or anywhere to go. It forced Dale to sleep at the train station. Yeah, she slept at the train station simply because she raised her voice, not in a bad way, but she raised her voice by defending herself and saying, no, this is not what I agreed for. This is not what we talked about. This is not what my contract is saying. So finding it that this girl has gotten a stand, finding this girl that she has recognized her stay and she has recognized what is happening, they felt, I don't know, should I say triggered, or they felt, I don't know how they felt, but they kicked her out. So she slept outside. And the good thing also, during summer also, the nights are not long. So early it was in the morning. So this morning again, she's angry and all that, but she has money, so she sorts herself out. Now she doesn't have a choice but to call this one person she knows, and it's a dude who, of course, I can say maybe they were trying to know each other or something, or maybe they were friends at that time. I don't know much about this because this is now outside the au pair thing, but I think they know each other a bit. So she calls him and explained to him, like, hey, I'm at the train station, I don't have anywhere to go, and I am sleeping. I slept outside, and if I don't get somewhere also today, I think I'm going to sleep outside again today. Yeah, I know you're asking, like, why didn't she go to an hotel and all that? Of course, she was in this. She wasn't in that big place or something. So she didn't have enough money to pay an hotel or what. You can imagine, like, you using your pocket money for hotels and all these things. Hotels are expensive as such. In where she was, hotels are expensive. So she didn't have that in mind, because you can imagine spending 200. It happened quickly, so it was just a night. So it means even if you're going to book an hotel now, it's going to be an emergency thing, right? So it's going to be an expensive thing. So she didn't pick it up. So this guy accepts, takes her in, and of course, she stays there. To cut the long story short, Dell is still at this man's house with a 4-year-old kid and currently pregnant with their second-born child. This man took her in and fell in love, currently having a family. Yes, and that is how we end Dell's au pair life story. Stories like this matter not just because they are hard, but because they are true. They show us the other side of cultural exchange, the side that does not curate for Instagram or any other platform outside there. And to the girl who shared this, thank you so much. Your story has been heard, and you are not alone in this, or you're not the only one who faced this. And your story might just help another girl feel seen. This is it for today's episode of Au Pair Unfiltered. If your story is similar, or if you got a story your own or someone else, send it in. I'll help tell it out. Until next time, stay strong, stay real, and stay unfiltered. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Au Pair Unfiltered. If today's episode made you laugh, think, or feel a little more seen, share it with your friend, a fellow au pair, or anybody you feel like. Don't forget to follow the show and join the conversation on YouTube. Until next time, stay real, stay curious, and stay unfiltered.